Hi guys, how are you today? Welcome back to another video. Or maybe I should say welcome back to this video. This is Create This Book number 1. If you haven't seen the original video, it has been taken down off my channel. The reason being, I'm going through and I'm taking down some older videos and re-uploading them with new voiceovers to give them sort of a fresh feel. I had some audio issues specifically with Create This Book number 1 that I wanted to address. I want these videos to be long-standing on my channel, so I want you guys to be able to hear me and to enjoy what you're listening to rather than listening to crunchy audio with some visuals. So that being said, let me introduce you to this video. If you didn't see the original, this is where I began my Create This Book by Moriah Elizabeth and me. If you're unfamiliar with Create This Book, it's a prompt journal where each page has a new prompt on it. And if you're unfamiliar with prompt journaling, each page is going to have a prompt to prompt you to do something. One of the most popular prompt journals is Wreck This Journal, which I've also done on my channel. What sets Create This Book by Moriah Elizabeth apart from something like Wreck This Journal is that each prompt is about the act of creating and creating something, whereas Wreck This Journal is about destroying and, the process. Create This Book is more about the finished product and getting to that finished product. So basically, I'm going to do a couple of pages with you guys in this video, and the first page I started with was to create a rule. You can see I kept the original integrity of the video here, but my camera work has certainly gotten better and my editing's gotten better as time's gone on, but I wanted to keep the original integrity of the video. So the very first page I selected was create a rule. Make a rule for yourself and follow it on each page of this book unless it conflicts with the instructions. The rule I selected, and this might be a really common rule. I know for my Create This Book in one video, I did the challenge where my rule was to draw a cupcake on every page. I certainly, when I did this, did not want something like that. So my rule was going to be to sign and date each page. I know it sounds super, super simple, but I'm going to be honest with you. I am constantly forgetting to sign my name, sign my artwork, and date each page. So what I did for this one is I started out and I did sort of this, I guess you could call it Zentangle kind of design. I just went around the rules box and began making all sorts of lines, all sorts of patterns just to make it fun. And I wasn't really having any, specific thoughts in mind. I was just going for it and just drawing what came out of the pencil. And sometimes it is fun to have sort of that stream of consciousness and draw what comes to mind. Have you guys ever drawn one of these sorts of things before? And this is me getting out my Micron fine liner, my handy dandy throwback to Blue's Clues, trusty Micron fine liner. I just traced my pencil markings because I wanted to give everything a nice black outline. Then I erased the pencil marking. I got out my case of colored pencils, which I love. How do you guys store your colored pencils, by the way? Do you use cups? Do you have a case? What do you do? I'd love to hear if you comment down below from you. I'm always looking for new organizational tips and tricks, and it's always fun to hear from other artists what they do, how they organize. For me, I organize them in rainbow order. I know it sounds very basic and generic, but I wanted a way to find the colors I was looking for without searching too hard for them. So here I am just coloring in my Zentangle design, making sure everything looked nice and beautiful. And you could see I even included some rainbows in the design. So I'm just going in, I'm making everything look nice. And just like that, as you know, this page is complete. I love the way it turned out. It's so fun and colorful, and it's kind of random. Nothing really makes sense, and that's what makes it fun. So that's that page. The next page I selected was create color combinations. play around with different combinations and group colors to see how they look together. Make note of your favorites. My mind first with color combinations went to paint tubes. I wanted the paints to be dripping out of the tubes, coming out of those tubes, and I wanted the paint that was dripping out to be the different color combinations. So I brought out my alcohol markers and I tried to blend the markers. These aren't high quality, amazing alcohol markers. They're just like, a generic sort of brand. They're nothing like Copic or anything like that. But they do the trick. They look pretty nice. They don't blend as well as I'd like them to, but I think on camera they look a little better than they do in person, which is fine. I was trying to, do some different color combos, do some warms and cools and some similar colors. After I had all my color combos laid out, I gave the tubes a little bit of drop shadow just to make them stand out. And then I colored in my favorite part, which is the wrappers. Then I cut out the window, and just like that, this page is also complete. I just noticed in filming there's like a sticky note trash off to the side. What was up with that? There it is again, that yellow. Who knows what I was thinking? Like I said, video quality has certainly improved, at least I think, and I think it's important to recognize that improvement no matter how small. The last page I selected was create quick sketches, draw something in 1 minute or less. So for my quick sketches, I actually drew inspiration from a page I saw from another YouTuber named Abigail Julian. I'm going to link her YouTube channel down below. She drew a breakfast page, and that gave me the idea. I had just watched it. I really wanted to draw some breakfast foods. So each of these foods I timed myself. I drew in 1 minute or less. And after I drew the food, I would move on to a different one. I drew a croissant, egg, bacon, egg on toast, little orange slice. So after I was satisfied with them, I drew them all in 1 minute, but then I wanted them, I wanted to make something artistic. So I came in with my Micron fine liner, as I want to do. And at this time, I hadn't used those alcohol markers very much. If you watch any of my newer videos, you'll know I swear by these. They're amazing. I am an alcohol markers convert. So what I did is I went in and I just colored in my quick 1 minute sketches. Of course, my coloring process took longer than a minute, but I wanted my sketches to be finished works of art. I wanted them to be standalone. I wanted them to have some substance to them. I wanted them to have, meat, which is funny to say because I drew breakfast foods, but I wanted them to be a finished piece. So I came in with my alcohol markers, and at this time I'm just trying them out, getting a feel for them, and obviously I fell in love with them. So I'm just coloring everything in, feeling it out. Do you guys like breakfast? What does breakfast consist of anyway, where you live? Like in your house, do you eat toast? Do you eat grits? I know where I live, we eat a lot of grits, and some people probably wondering, what in the world is a grit? Well, Google it. They are delicious. So it's like a breakfast porridge, but not like oatmeal. So as soon as I finished that page, I cut it out and glued it in the book. And just like that, this page is complete. You can see where I signed and dated my name there in the corner. And I love how it turned out, even if it got a tad bit wrinkly when I glued it in. So that was my Create This Book number 1. I'm definitely going to do more in this series. I just wanted to re-upload with a new voiceover, give you guys a little newer content because the original audio was so crunchy. What did you guys think? Do you want to see more old videos with a new spin on it? Did you guys enjoy this better than the old one? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll catch you for the next one.